Binge eating is a habit that needs to be rewired in your brain. Every single time that you feel an urge to binge and you tell yourself one more time, but I deserve it, but the food is just so good, you are further ingraining this habit into your brain. Every single time you're at a restaurant and the food is just so good and you know you're full, but you continue to eat, that is a habit that needs to be rewired. Every time you're at work and you don't want your coworkers to see that you're having something sweet, so you wait until you get home and you're by yourself to have some chocolate or have something sweet, that is a habit that needs to be rewired in your brain. Every single time you tell yourself, one more time, or F it, I didn't get my workout in this morning. So honestly, you don't even eat the best. Your nutrition goes downhill because you didn't get your workout in. You get into the F it mentality, the all or nothing mentality. That is a habit that needs to be rewired in your brain. There's a comment here, because of you, my healing journey started and I never binge so much since then, so much anxiety gone. Well, that is fabulous. I am so proud of you. That's amazing. So binge eating is a habit. You have to rewire your brain and think about how many years you've engaged in specific behaviors for. Maybe you have always been on a diet, and intermittent fasting, keto, whatever it is. That's many years. Some of you guys have struggled with your relationship with food for 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years. You've thought certain thoughts. This is the right way to eat. I shouldn't eat this way. Just one more time. All of those habits are so ingrained into your brain. And so if you've engaged in these behaviors for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 plus years, you also have to rewire your brain out of these cycles. You've wired these habits into your brain, the thoughts that you think, the perfectionist mindset. Oh, just one more time, but the food is just so good. Just as much as you've wired this habit into your brain, you also have to rewire your brain out of these cycles as well too. And this is, it's one thing to know these things, right? It's like, I was talking to a client today and she's like, I know I'm full. Like, I don't need any more food. So why do I just keep on eating? Well, because you've conditioned yourself. It feels safe. It feels familiar. Even though it's uncomfortable for you to keep on eating because you're already full, it's a safe, familiar feeling. It's what you're used to. It is a habit. Habits aren't the easiest to break. But with the proper tools, you can absolutely rewire your brain out of these habitual cycles. But you cannot stop these habits through willpower, through trying harder, through tracking your food, through convincing yourself to just stop. I'm sure you've tried that, right? Like, I remember so many times after a binge, I would tell myself, that's it. I'm done. I promise I'm never going to binge again. You can't promise yourself to never binge again when this is a habit. You cannot promise yourself that you're not going to ever eat past fullness when it feels so good. It's what you're used to. It's safe. It's familiar. I used to always eat in secret. It's when I felt safe. I didn't want other people looking at how much I was eating or what I was eating. And so I would sometimes go all day without eating much, especially if I was with other people at social events, even at school, college, university. I wouldn't eat in front of other people. And then I would come home and I would eat my whole fridge. And I did that for years and years and years and years. And you don't just stop that pattern by snapping your fingers and telling yourself, okay, you know what? Tomorrow you're going to start eating in front of other people, because there's the judgment that you have to work through. There's you worrying about what other people are going to say about how much you're eating, you judging your own food choices. But also it's like eating alone is like it feels so pleasurable. It feels more pleasurable than eating in front of other people. You have to also work through the judgment of you judging your food choices. Like, should I really be eating this right now? Like, there's so many other things involved. I was talking to a client today who she really struggles with social events. And she's like, I have no problem eating, what's there, but I'm comparing myself to how much everyone else is eating. And I always go overboard. And that's because I was telling her, it's like, this is all habitual. So every time you go to a social event, it's like, ooh, like these are like special foods. You have these foods on a pedestal. And so you have to rewire your brain to say, these foods actually aren't special. Like, I can go buy these foods whenever I want. There's nothing special about these foods. Sure, I don't eat them every single day. But also, those foods don't even make you feel good. Like this client, she was like, the next day, I honestly always feel like crap after social events because number one, I always go overboard, but two, like they don't make me feel my best. And so you have to change the way that you're seeing social events. The food's not anything special. And it's not about the food, it's about the people that you're with. How do you want to feel tomorrow? It's not, how do I want to feel right now? It's how do I want to feel tomorrow? You have to be more intentional. So through years of repetition and engaging in these specific behaviors, you've just wired this habit into your brain. But I want you to get excited because you could rewire your brain. Like, you're not broken. I used to think like, I don't know, like there's something wrong with me. Like, I don't think anyone thinks about food as much as I do. Like, some people can just like stop when they're full. But like for me, I knew I was full and I just kept on eating. And I was like, why? Like, what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. There wasn't anything wrong with me. It's like you just have to repattern certain other habits in your brain. So you have these patterns right now that you're used to and familiar with. And now you got to create a new set of habits that you're familiar with. AKA actually stopping when you're full, saying no to giving into your urges, getting more comfortable eating in front of other people, not waiting until you're home alone and your husband leaves the house. Even when it comes to your thoughts. So what you've been told by dietitians, personal trainers, what you've seen on social media, right? Like all these rules of what you should be eating, how you should be eating, it's so ingrained. Like, I remember thinking to myself, like, I can't eat after dinner. I heard that and I couldn't unhear it. I had somebody once told me, like, don't have too much fruit. There's too much sugar. And it's like you hear something and you can't unhear it. Maybe you have been told, like one of my clients brought forward, she's like, have 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And it's like, now she feels paralyzed because she's like, I don't want to track my food. I don't want to be so meticulous, but I heard this. And now like, I want to still be able to build muscle, but I don't want to be obsessing over calories. And so we're working through rewiring her brain to have her feel safe that she's getting enough protein without having to track it, even if it's just mentally. There are certain rules that you have been told, and you have to rewire your brain around that. Like, you can't have something sweet after your meal. Says who? Says who? Now, if you're having something sweet after your meals every single day at the same time, well, that's a habit. But if you're craving something and you're like, oh, I really want some chocolate after my meal, enjoy it. You're safe to do so. But you have to rewire your brain because you've been told that you shouldn't be doing that. If you're so used to eating healthy all day and then coming home in the evening, and that's when you comfort yourself after a long day of work, you have to rewire your brain to say, I can't just have pleasure in the evenings. I have to add more pleasure throughout the day. One of my clients was saying, as I mentioned earlier, she said, if I didn't get my workout done, then my eating would just kind of be thrown off because, again, it's the effort mentality. And so we're working through her rewiring her brain to say, I still get to feel amazing in my own skin. If I didn't get my workout in, that's fine. I can still choose nutritious meals. I can still stop when I'm full. Most people, if they can't get their workout in, it's like, well, F it. I'm going to eat like crap. I'm just going to say no to all my other habits. But that's what actually makes you feel like crap. It's not the fact that you didn't get your workout in. It's the fact that you thought that all of a sudden now you're going to lose progress because you can't work out. So now you're like, there's no point of eating healthy. That's the mindset. You guys, I haven't worked out in probably 10 weeks because I'm postpartum and I feel incredible in my body. Why? Because I don't say F it to my food just because I can't work out. Self-love is saying even if you can't get in your workout, you can still make wise, nutritious choices. You can still stop when you're full, and that is going to make you feel better in your own skin. There was a question here. I accidentally binged last night some extra calories. Any advice to reset? The best thing to do after a binge, so there's two things. Number one, you have to change how you're speaking to yourself. The second, I'm going to dive deeper into this, but you got to change the way you're speaking to yourself. And the second thing is you got to eat normally the next day. Let's break this down. How you speak to yourself matters. You can say, I binged last night. I am so mad at myself. I'm such a failure. Why did I do that? What's wrong with you? Shame, guilt, judgment. And that is going to create another binge compared to stating the fact. I binged last night, didn't love it, but today's a brand new day. How you speak to yourself matters. Now, what most people do is after a binge, they will do some type of restriction. Well, I got to do better. I got to make up for it. So let me have less for breakfast. Okay, I really want the pancakes, but I'm going to have some egg whites for breakfast. You don't end up having satisfying meals the next day because you feel like you have to make up for it. But the lack of satisfaction, you not honoring your cravings, is why another urge is going to pop up. So if you want to break the cycle, state the fact. I binge, I'm not happy about it, but I'm choosing to move on. And then eating normally the next day. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like after eating so much, it's like you're not hungry the next day, right? But this is where like you might not have a full-blown meal. Like drinking water is obviously great, like taking care of yourself, nourishing yourself, but still find something to have, even if it's like some fruit or like, a smoothie or like a bone broth or something like that, like a light soup. Just because, again, if you don't eat at all the next day, that's going to create another urge. And this is when it doesn't just turn into a binge day. It's like a binge few days. So that's what I would say. Okay, are there any other questions before I wrap this up? Now, again, I want to remind you guys, the Root and Rewire membership doors are closing on Friday. If you want to get real-time live coaching with me, this is your opportunity. I'm only running one more final round and then doors are closing. So if you have spent years dieting, restricting, you're thinking about food 24/7, social events makes you anxious. You know you're full, you keep on eating, And you want to get to a point where you just finally have a healthy relationship with food. Like you just eat normally. You can go to the restaurant and you don't just see people who leave food on their plate and stop when they're full, but that actually becomes you. Food is not even on your mind. When you're eating your meal, you're not thinking, oh my God, is this enough protein? Is this enough vegetables? Should I really be eating this? You're just eating. That's what a normal, healthy relationship actually looks like. So I'm going to help you rewire your thoughts around food. I'm going to help you stop giving into your urges so your urges stop popping up. And this is when it's so much easier, where you're not fighting against yourself like, okay, come on, don't do it, don't give in and binge. It's like you don't even feel an urge to binge. I'm going to help you rewire your brain so you know it's safe to eat the foods that you want. It's safe to have something sweet after a meal. You didn't F it up. You didn't mess it up. This is where you're actually surrounded by a community of other badasses that are going to help you feel less alone. This is what everyone tells me is the biggest game changer inside of the membership. It's like, I just thought I was the exception. I just thought I was alone. I didn't know people also thought the same thoughts as me. And when you finally feel I'm not alone anymore, that will catapult your journey to becoming binge-free, because binge eating thrives in isolation. And that's a conversation for another time. But if you are trying to do this on your own and you are thinking that you're the exception, you're going to keep shaming yourself for why you're not further along versus actually getting the support that you need, the tangible tools to actually rewire your brain, to let go of the rules that you've been ingrained into your brain, these habits of one more time, the food is just so good, eating when you're bored, eating when you already know you're full. We got to break those habits. In combination with feeling less alone, it's a recipe to actually have your binge-free days turn into binge-free months and your binge-free year. So, the Root and Rewire membership, like I said, it's 6 or 12 months. This is where you actually rewire your brain out of the restrict binge cycle. The doors are closing on Friday, and I'm doing one final round. So again, if you haven't yet joined, message me membership to get inside. This is where you get real-time coaching with me. This is not a self-paced program. It's not where you just like watch the trainings. You watch the trainings, you get coaching with me. You're part of our badass community, which is why the people that join conquer, because you need these three facets. You need the coaching. You need the tools. You got to actually know what to do, but it's not enough to just know what to do. Are you creating another program? I have other programs, so that's a really good question. So the membership is really the foundational tools. But what I found is I've had hundreds of clients go through the membership, and now they're binge-free. And so they no longer need these foundational tools. But because all of these tools have helped my clients become binge-free, I didn't want to just close the membership. I want to give everybody who is still thinking about food and eating past fullness an opportunity to join, because this is literally why my clients are binge-free. So I wanted to run one more final round because these tools, it's why I'm binge-free. It's why my clients became binge-free. So I have other programs for sure, but this is the foundational tools. And so for everyone listening who you're like, Lorna, where the heck and Bob do I even begin? This would be a really good place for you to join. And again, I wanted to give everyone one more final opportunity to learn the tools that have helped my clients who are now binge-free that no longer need these foundational tools. I'll be eating until my stomach feels like it's going to explode. Is that binge eating? Yes. Yes. All right, you guys. So I'm so excited. You can message me membership. There's bonuses before you join, before Friday as well too. There's, I think, maybe one more spot for a paid in full option where you do get some private coaching with me. So message me membership and I'll send you the details for the final round inside of the Root and Rewire membership. I'm so excited. So any questions, please send me a DM. We can chat through to make sure that the membership is a good fit for you. I will say this is for you if you want sustainable long-term results. I want private coaching with you. Okay, message me. So if you were looking for a quick fix, I am not your coach. If you are wanting to just, Lorna, just what do I do to become binge free tomorrow? This is not it. I am here for the badass women who are committed, who actually want to do things sustainably because you're freaking exhausted thinking about food 24/7. You never want to freaking track your food ever again. You don't want to feel anxious around food at social events. Like, you don't just want to stop binge eating, but you actually want to feel like the badass woman within you. You want to get back to feeling like your true self again, the patient, calm person within you, because you know that binge eating makes you snappy, it makes you irritable, it's impacting your relationships, your marriage, your work, you can't focus. And so if you want to actually get back to the real badass version within you, this is the program to join. So message me membership. I cannot wait to support you guys inside. Have a beautiful rest of your day, you guys, and we'll see you soon. Okay, bye guys.